We're here at Belgrade Lakes Golf Club. It's one of the most beautiful settings in the entire state of Maine, which is really saying something. Sitting up here on the top of the hill, looking out over the trees turning color and over the lakes. The setting couldn't be better, and it's a great day to be having our Alfond Classic, even if there's a little bit of rain going on.
Yeah, well, this is such a beautiful course, even on a rainy day in October. It's just spectacular, the views, especially up here on the 10th tee, looking down on the 9th and adjoining 18th greens. This is just a marvelous course, and you know, I always love being here.
This is one of the bigger fundraisers we have every year, and it's a great combination of donors and corporate partners who come together and enjoy each other's company and celebrate Black Bear Athletics, and it really creates this great sense of community around University of Maine, and we didn't want to give that up. So even with the pandemic rules that we've got and the later in the year start, a little bit of cold, a little bit of rain, still completely worth it. And this is important for the university and important for our athletic department.
Two messages that I've given everybody. The first is a very sincere and warm thank you. We really appreciate the support we received from everybody this year. Even their ability to put things off and reschedule this tournament to be here in October instead of July when we originally had it scheduled. And, the support that Black Bear Nation gives us means everything to us, especially in this year. And we want everyone to feel that gratitude. The second message is that 2020 has been a strange year, and so the guy who hadn't played golf in 5 years hitting the extra ball off the 10th tee is evidence of that. But we've managed to put some balls in play and to have a good time, and it's great to see the camaraderie out here. It really is. Yeah, dog leg left, and I'll try to put one out there so you can swing hard. I just want to put you within 150 in the short grass. So. Is it? Okay, so you just got up here too. Yeah. Well, this was my first shot in 5 years was this morning. I hadn't played golf in a long time. There you go.
People have been fantastic. They're enthusiastic and they're excited to be here. And part of it is I think people have been looking for something different to do, and getting out and playing a little golf and getting in a scramble, feels natural. It feels more like normal than we felt in a long time. So that's exciting. But I also think that so many people here are just so committed to the University of Maine and its athletic department that they'll come out anytime, anywhere to support us. And this is just a great example of that.
But even just the fact that we're together, we're sharing time together is really meaningful in a time when that is something we could easily take for granted, But after what we've been through with COVID, especially in the spring and summer, just getting back to some sense of normalcy this fall as an institution, as a department, and with our supporters, with our fans. It really means the world to us. I hope it's meaningful to them too.
Financially, we do quite well on this tournament, and what we'll net out of this will go a long ways towards supporting our department this year. Obviously, we have some new expenses we hadn't considered, especially when you think about testing and some other things that we're going to have to do. So this money is going to come in very, very handy for all the teams, and it does benefit all 17 of our sports.
So about a third of the results have they've played my drive, which is pretty good. I've hit a good shot. About a third of the time, I've hit a good shot, but someone in the group has been a much better golfer and they've played their shot. And then about a third of the time, the group is left feeling really good about their abilities because of what they watched me do. So I feel like everybody's been a winner.
I didn't play badly. It was only my second round of the year, and I hit a bunch of good shots today. And I think people were wondering if I've been in the office or not. I had a couple of folks question me if I've been playing a little bit more, so that felt kind of good. Our score wasn't indicative of how we played, but boy, we had an awful lot of fun.
For more than 168 years, Bangor Savings Bank has stood by its employees, customers, and communities. And we're not stopping now. We will be here for you today and every day ahead.
What motivates us at Casella?
I want to help our customers recycle as much as possible.
Because I care about the environment and how our company impacts our towns.
And at Casella Organics, we find new uses for all sorts of materials.
It's hard work.
But I'm helping people every day.
And that makes me feel like part of the community.
A community I care about. So I do everything I can to sustain the resources of our environment.
Casella, dependable, caring people, part of your community.
Out here, if you have the will, you can lead the way. With the all-new Fisher Easy V V-Plow. Purpose-built to provide industry-leading features, performance, and efficiency, just like the other V-Plows in our lineup, but in a lightweight design that's ideal for businesses and homeowners using half-ton trucks. A strong yet versatile plow that handles the work and won't back down. The all-new Fisher Easy V V-Plow. Built for Fisher Nation. For more information, visit fisherplows.com.
It's very different. I mean, the social interaction is completely different between usually coming here, everyone says hi to each other, everyone greets each other. After a long summer, everyone gets to see each other for the first time, and usually there's a lot of hugs, hellos, however, catching up with everyone. It's completely different in that sense. It's also different in our day-to-day rehearsals. Like, we still have to stay far apart. We can't crowd, we can't be close to each other. For me, it's a huge social thing as well as performance thing.
Yeah, we've definitely tried to stay positive and just appreciate the fact that we can do marching band at all. I know a lot of universities don't get any opportunity to do it right now, so getting to do it at all is awesome. And just trying to keep the camaraderie and the fun that we normally would have.
So there's nothing here that we are doing that's not being done somewhere else in some form or another with regards to social distancing, masking, and mitigation. What I like to say is we're masked, mitigated, and distanced with our bands here. And as far as keeping people going and such, over the summer we knew there was going to be challenges this fall, and I've been regularly meeting with my band leadership. We have section leaders and drum majors that are selected at the end of the previous season, and we work all the way through second semester in the summer to plan. So we knew things were going to be different, and then what we didn't know is how different and when and where. And as soon as we knew things, we'd get together and talk about what we're going to do. And one of the things, as soon as we found out there was no football, we're like, whoa, we need something to work towards. We need a goal, we need something. And that's where I came up with the, well, why don't we stream some of our rehearsals so that at least people can see what we've worked on up to that point, in place of game day and all the other things that we've done in the past.
Nothing can fill the void of a game day. I mean, the excitement, the anticipation. I usually set alarms for 5:30 a.m. I wake up, I can't get back to sleep. I'm super pumped for it, and it's like a void now, in the sense that it's not there, but playing the Stein song at rehearsal, doing some of the normal things that we usually get to do, really helps me at least feel like it's a normal marching band year, a normal year. But there's nothing like playing the Stein song after a touchdown or for the football team. at the games.
I'm from out of state, so I live 6 hours from here. So the fact that my family is still able to see performances when they can't come up is really cool.
So I'm from New Jersey, so I'm 550 miles away from here, and all my family's back home as well. So I know that when I sent out the link for them to check out my rehearsal, they were all super happy. I put the link on social media. I had coworkers from home. Everyone was checking out, and that meant a lot to me because those people couldn't see it really anyway. But now there's a wider range of people that can see it, and we can be viewed more. And I'm excited for the future, for the next couple live streams, just because we get to do something new every time, have more variety, and we get to do a little bit more movements and get more involved with still being socially distant.
We're distanced and mitigated, and we had to get special permission from the EOC to do everything that we're doing, and the spacing on the field reflects what we're doing. So if you look, there are spaces between the groups and so forth. All these dots you see on the field are 7.5 feet away from each other, and every formation that we use, someone is standing on a dot, so there's never any question about where they're standing. And I had to put forth a plan that was approved from the EOC took it, then it went through 5 levels, I think, ultimately ending in the president's office, and the president signed off on the plan. One of the most important things is the seniors. They've put in 4 years, and we usually have the senior show at the last game where we recognize the seniors on the board and do all the things as the teams do, and it's not here. So we've got to do something for the seniors. So the last streamed rehearsal will be a song that the seniors picked, and the tradition is they pick a song from their first year here, kind of completing the cycle. They come in with a song and end with one of the same songs. So we're going to be doing one of those songs. I've already picked a song, and we've just started working on that. And then we're also going to do the senior pictures, and somehow with Sam Hallett, we're going to, at that rehearsal, kind of dedicate that rehearsal to our seniors and have their pictures there and introduce them and so forth, similar to what we would do at a game, so that it'll be streamed. The parents can see the senior tribute there and hear what we've been working on, and then it will be recorded, and the seniors can have that memory.
For more than 168 years, Bangor Savings Bank has stood by its employees, customers, and communities. And we're not stopping now. We will be here for you today and every day ahead.
There's still time left in this year's building season, and Hammond Lumber Company is here to help. From free estimating and planning to design and drafting services and a wide variety of products, as well as complete home and garage packages. Hammond showrooms are open with CDC recommended procedures in place, or browse online and place your order by phone. Delivery is free within striking distance of any Hammond location statewide. Keep your project on schedule with help from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Do you know your Maine dairy farmers? Chances are we're a lot like you. We are parents, grandparents. We are small business owners. We are a part of our communities. We are your neighbors. We are undeniably dairy.
Out here, if you have the will, you can lead the way with the all-new Fisher Easy V V-Plow. Purpose-built to provide industry-leading features, performance, and efficiency, just like the other V-Plows in our lineup, but in a lightweight design that's ideal for businesses and homeowners using half-ton trucks. A strong yet versatile plow that handles the work and won't back down. The all-new Fisher Easy V V-Plow, built for Fisher Nation. For more information, visit fisherplows.com.
I grew up on Pushout Lake, so it was always kind of in my life. I got a kayak when I was like 5 or 6 and just go out a couple times a week. Always casually though, no racing. But when I started freshman year of high school, there was a whitewater canoe team at Orno High School, started by one of the science teachers there, Jeff Owen. And I did track in middle school, but it wasn't really my thing. So I figured I would try whitewater in the spring and just loved it from there. I had never really done like whitewater before I joined the team. So once I got into it, I was like, wow, this is fun. You're going fast, it's exciting. And then Maine has a whitewater racing series, about maybe a dozen races through the spring when the snow melt is making whitewater. So I started racing there, loved it, and then picked up wildwater just kind of as a way to extend my season, train through the summer. So when the team starts training, we usually start in February, I think, and while there's still ice everywhere, we do running, upper body, just general like pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, just building core strength basically. And then once we're able to get out on the water safely, we start doing more flat water, getting that aerobic capacity up, and then transition into whitewater, building those skills to go fast through moving water. Well, I started in open canoe, which is just kind of your traditional, like basically what Old Town Canoe makes, and raced that through the Maine Whitewater series. Then I was looking to kind of expand my training, get into something a little more specified, and I found wildwater through my coach, and that's a European sport. It's composite racing canoes and kayaks with a full deck on top, so the waves won't fill the boat. And that extended my season through the summer. And 2015 was when I first started, and it happened that was a year that they were holding a junior and U23 World Championships. So I trained through the spring, through the summer, and that was in North Carolina. So we got down there, we had national team trials, and the way that works is they take two paddlers in each category from the east and 2 from the west. So you have 4 in each category from every country. And then about 2 days after making the US team, the World Championship race started on the same river. And then, so I kept training through that, competed at the 2015 World Championships. 2016 was an off year, so they only host them on odd numbered years. And in 2017, I kind of followed the same path, but team trials were in April. So I made the team up here in April for the East Coast, and then trained through the summer and went to Austria in late July. So we had about a week and a half of team training with the West Coast team, and then World started in early August. In Austria, about 3 or 4 training days in, we got a huge rainstorm overnight and woke up to text about how the river was at a flood stage, like record flood stage for the past couple of years. And it ended up being 6 or 7 feet higher than it had been for the first couple days. It was high enough that it was kind of full of mud, trees, so we had to take 2 days off of training just to let it settle out. But that was intense because I had some trouble on a couple of the rapids at the low water level, and then going back into it, knowing that it was 5 feet higher than the day before was a little intimidating. I'd say just the general core strength. It's a very similar motion, just a paddle stroke is pretty similar to a swimming stroke. I had to learn, the biggest thing I had to learn when I transitioned to whitewater was reading rapids and trying to understand what it's going to do to the boat, because in swimming you never really have to deal with the water moving. But that was definitely hard to learn and a steep learning curve, but once you get it, it's fun to use it to your advantage. Coming from Orno and swimming here in Orno again, I was on a club team with a lot of the men swimmers from Old Town. So we had always swam club together, but in high school meets we were always racing each other. And in the senior class right now, there's a bunch of Old Town men. And it was fun to be on a team with them again. And it definitely means a lot being able to swim where I've grown up. I'll get in my boat a couple times this summer. I just don't have the time right now to be training for it, but I could definitely see getting back into it in the future. I have a minor in ocean engineering, so I'm looking to get into coastal structures after school, either directly into the workforce or I'm looking at grad schools maybe on the West Coast.
Well, I had to ask the question about the masks because right now you can't see how big my smile is under this. It's honestly, there's been very few athletic departments that have been able to have a day like we just had today. And we're so grateful to the Harold Alfond Foundation and all their staff and board members who've really worked quite hard with us over a period of years to put this together. This gift is going to go a long way towards helping us with a number of capital projects we see as essential, not just for our varsity athletics envelope, but also for intramurals, club sports, and youth sports in the region. We really expect this to move the needle, not just with our competitiveness, but also to be an economic driver for Penobscot County, and we hope an enrollment driver here for the University of Maine. So we're going to wait and roll out the specifics of this in the near future. But for now, we're going to enjoy the gift, we're going to enjoy the day, and we're going to be excited about what this means for the University of Maine. You've all been around these facilities for a number of years, and you know that they're really not of a standard that has been set by our peers. We feel it's really essential that we provide a high-quality, safe playing facility for our young women and young men who are participating here, and to let them use that to have a lot of pride in being a Black Bear. Not only that, but with our commitment to this community, we want to have the quality of facilities that can attract different types of events, whether it be youth sports activities or high school state championships, the kind of events that engage a number of people and bring people into this community, and potentially could attract a number of future students. Maybe not Division I Black Bears, but a number of students who may call the University of Maine home. And you know, right now you look and say, look, you've got a soccer team that plays in the outfield of your baseball stadium. That doesn't feel like a very Division I quality of experience. So we're going to be solving that, and we're going to be building a number of facilities. Now, you need to understand that we are not looking at building these ostentatious, gaudy, FBS level facilities. What we're going to do is something that is very appropriate for Maine, very appropriate for who we are, for what we intend to be. Simple, classy, functional, but also something that we're going to be able to maintain going forward so we can have quality facilities into the future. Yeah, and I can tell you both the president and the chancellor are all over me about the football field. So I have a feeling that I've got two advocates for the football field sitting next to me. So you may see some movement there at some point. I don't think we're going to see anything substantial until at least the summer of '22. Remember, this gift comes in over time. And so we're going to be working together. The president and the chancellor and I will be working together on formulating a plan, and also with the approval of the Alfond Foundation. But we're going to start with some areas of greatest inequity first. And remember, a big part of this gift is about addressing some gender equity issues we've had within the department for many years. And a lot of those equity issues are driven by facilities. So you're going to see some pretty significant effort put into ensuring we upgrade those facilities on the front half of this project. Yeah, it's very difficult on the women in that program they don't have a facility they can even call their own, and quite frankly, it's embarrassing for them to be playing in that environment. And now, obviously, none of the students will know until we unveil our plan exactly what we're going to build, and we still have a number of approvals to get through. But certainly, that's a real priority for the president and myself to make sure these gender equity long-time issues are righted as part of this gift. Now, we're not going to talk about the master plan until we've got everything finalized, and we would like to have some concept drawings and be able to do a big reveal on it all at once. It wouldn't be right to do it any other way, and we obviously have a number of people who are constituents that we need to engage in that process before we can make it all public. Yeah, I mean, it's been a rough go for all of us. I mean, the big thing that we all enjoy is getting a chance to watch our students compete. A lot of the other things we do, are incredibly difficult. It can be a bit of a slog. It can be very time intensive, and you get to game day, and it all feels worth it. And game day's been taken away, and today feels like game day. Today's got that excitement. Today's got that pop. Today has that energy about it, and we just needed it as a department to get something to rally behind and to have something to feel good about. It's an incredible feeling right now, and you can see it in the faces of our department. You can see it in the emails that have come through that we were ready for something positive like this, and it just feels fantastic. Yeah, I've been involved in a lot of capital projects, both at RPI and at Colorado College. So each one is different, each one's unique. Obviously, this one will be a little different for me because it's within a state system. So some of the rules are different, some of the procedures are different. But in terms of negotiating with contractors and suppliers and architects, I have an awful lot of experience there, and my responsibility is to make sure we deliver great value and do the best thing for our students and for this university. And even that, that might be even a little aggressive, but obviously we're, when I sat at this very table a couple of years ago, I asked people to dream big. Well, what can be much bigger than this?